Hello everyone, this is Sanjay from CSIT branch. Today my AAT Tech Talk topic of the Business Economics and Financial Analysis is about types of economics. Before directly jumping into the economics, we are going to know the definition of the economics. Economics is a social science that studies how society produce, distribute and consume goods and services. It encompasses a wide range of topics such as supply and demand, competition, macroeconomic politics. This presentation will provide an overview of different economic systems. So, we are going to know in this about the types of economics, and first we are going to know about the supply and demand. Supply and demand is nothing but it is a relationship between the quality of the commodity that producers wish to sell at various prices and the quantity that consumers wish to buy. And the next one we are going to know about competition. Competition is nothing but it is a rivalry among sellers where each seller tries to increase sales, profits and market share by varying the marketing mix of price, product, distribution and promotion. And the next one is about macroeconomic. Macroeconomics focus on the performance of the economy's changes in economic output, inflation, interest and foreign exchange rates, and the balance of the payments. Poverty reduction, social equity, and sustainable growth are only possible with sound monitoring. So the economic types are divided into four types. The first one we are going to know about what is meant by economic system. Economic system is the means by which societies or government organize and distribute available resources, services, and goods across the geographical region or country. Economic system regulates the factors of production, including land, capital, labor, and physical resources. An economic system encompasses many institutions, agencies, entities, decision-making processes, the patterns of consumption that comprise the economic structure of given community. So the types of economics, there are many types of economics around the world. Each has its own distinguished characteristics. Although they all share some basic features, each economy functions based on the unique set of conditions and assumptions. Economic systems can be categorized into four main types: traditional economies, command economies, mixed economies, and market economies. First, we are going to know the traditional economy. Traditional economy is an economic system that relies on customs, rituals, and habits to allocate resources and make economic decisions. It is typically found in rural and remote areas and is characterized by subsistence agriculture and barter trade. This includes the examples of Arctic and East Africa, where in Inuit and Maasai. So traditional economic system is based on goods, services and work, all of which follow certain established trends. It relies on a lot on people and there is very little diversion of labor or specialization. In essence, the traditional economy is very basic and the most ancient of all the four types, which we will learn later. Some parts of the world still function with a traditional economic system. It is commonly found in rural settings in second and third world nations, where economic activities are predominantly farming or other traditional income generating activities. There are usually very few resources to share in communities with traditional economic systems. Either few resources occur naturally in the region or access to them is restricted in some way. Thus, the traditional system, unlike the other three, lacks the potential to generate a surplus, nevertheless, precisely because of its primitive nature. So, the traditional economic system is highly sustainable. In addition, due to its small output, there is little wastage compared to all other three systems. And in next one, we are going to see about the command economy. Command economy In a command economy, or it is also known as the planned economy, the government controls all economic activities and makes all economic decisions. It is typically associated with socialist and communist countries such as China and Cuba. The government sets production targets, allocates resources, and distributes goods and services. In command system, there is a dominant centralized authority, usually the government, that controls all significant portion of the economic structure. Also known as the planned system, the command economic system is common in communist societies since production decisions are preserved of the government. If an economy enjoys access to many resources, chances are that it may lean towards a command economic structure. In such case, the government comes in and exercises control over the resources. Ideally, centralized control covers valuable resources such as gold or oil. The people regulate other less important sectors of the economy such as agriculture. In theory, command system works well as long as the central authority exercises control control with the general population best interest in mind. However, that rarely seems to be case. Command economies are rigid compared to other systems. They react slowly to change because power is centralized that makes them vulnerable to economic crises or emergencies, as they cannot quickly adjust to changing conditions. And the next one is about market economy. In market economy, also known as the capitalist economy, individuals and firms make all economic decisions based on supply and demand. It is characterized by private property, free enterprise, and competition. Examples include United States and Japan. The government's role is limited to enforcing property rights and regulating markets. Market economic systems are based on the concept of free markets. In other words, there is a very little government interference. The government exercises little control over resources and it does not interfere with important segments of the economy. Instead, the regulation comes from the people and the relation between supply and demand. The market economic system is mostly theoretical. That is to say, a pure market system does not really exist. Well, all economic systems are subject to some kind of interference from a central authority. For instance, most governments enact laws that regulates fair trade and monopolies. From a theoretical point of view, a market economy facilitates substantial growth. Arguably, growth is highest under a market economy system. A market economy's greatest downside is that it allows private entities to amass a lot of economic power, particularly those who own resources of great value. The distribution of resources is not equitable because those who succeed economic control most of them. The next one is about the mixed economy. Mixed systems. The mixed economy is an economic system that combines elements of both command and market economies. It is characterized by government intervention in certain sectors such as healthcare, education, and defense, while leaving other sectors to the free market. These examples include the countries like Sweden and Canada. Mixed systems combine the characteristics of the market and command economy systems. For this reason, mixed systems are also known as the dual system. Sometimes the term is used to describe a market system under strict regulatory control. Many countries in the developed Western Hemisphere follow a mixed system. Most industries are private, while the rest, composed primarily of public services, are under the control of the government. Mixed systems are the norm globally. Supposedly, a mixed system combines the best features of market and command system. However, practically speaking, mixed economies face the challenge of finding the right balance between free markets and government control. And governments tend to exert much more control than is necessary. So finally, I can conclude that economic systems are grouped into traditional, command, market, mixed system. These traditional systems focus on the basics of the goods, services, and work, and they are influenced by traditions and beliefs. A centralized authority influences command systems, while a market system is under the control of forces of demand and supply. Lastly, mixed economies are a combination of command and market systems. So there are we in these we learn that there are four types of economies. First is traditional, which relies on the social customs and habits. The second one is about the command economics, which rely on the government control, and the market economics rely on the supply and demand. And the mixed economics is nothing but the combination of all about the traditional command and market. So understanding these different systems is essential for making informed economic decisions. So these are helpful in making the right step while in a business economy. Thank you.